on there. That must me. Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Jai Jai, Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita, Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Jai Jai, Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita, Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakti Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita today. We're on chapter 19 of the Madhya Lila. The chapter entitled The Lord Instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Aradina Godeshwara Sange Ekajana Achambete Goshane Sabate Kaila Agamana. Well, Sanatana Goswami was studying Srimad Bhagavatam in the assembly of learned Brahmanas. One day, the Nawab of Bengal and another person suddenly appeared. So it says here in the purport, the full name of the Nawab of Bengal, Hussain Shah, was Alaudina Sayyada Hussaina Saha Sarifa Makkah, and he ruled Bengal for 20 years, from 1420 to 1443, Shakabda era. Sanatana Goswami was studying Srimad Bhagavatam with the scholars in the year 1424. Now, of course, this is the Shakabdi era, so we have to add 79 years to get the Gregorian date. So 1424 plus 79 is what? 1513? Yeah?
Yes.
1513. So that's the year that Sanatana Goswami, that's the year in which this pastime is set. 1513. Makes sense. Mahaprabhu took sannyas in 1509. Did his tour to South India. Spent another year or so in Puri. Year or two in Puri. Yeah. Patsaha dekhiya sabe sambrame utila sambrame asana diya rajare vasaila. As soon as all the Brahmanas and Sanatana Goswami saw the Nawab appear, they all stood up and respectfully gave him a sitting place to honor him. Raja kahe tomara stane vaidya patailun vaidya kahe vyadi nahi shushta ye dekilun. The Nawab said, I sent my physician to you, and he has reported that you are not diseased. As far as he could see, you are completely healthy. So the Nawab is saying this because Sanatana Goswami is not attending to his governmental duties on the excuse of ill health. He's feigning ill health. Now the purpose of this is that he wants to invite the displeasure of the ruler. That's his plan. He's plotting to invite the ire, the anger of the Nawab, Hussain Shah, so that he can be dismissed. If he's in the good books, if he's performing a productive and pleasing service to the king wants to keep him around, whereas Sanatan wants to abscond and join up with Mahaprabhu. So he's thinking, if I can displease the king, then my mission to leave and join Mahaprabhu will be smooth, will be facilitated. But the king sends his physician to check up on Sanatan and finds Sanatan to be, the physician finds Sanatan to be healthy. So the king comes round and finds him in a Bhagavat Shabha, assembly in which they read the Bhagavatam, and says to him, my physician is telling me that you're healthy. What's going on? Amara ye kichu karya sabatomalana karya chadira hila tumi gareti vasya. I am depending on you to carry out so many of my activities, but you have given up your governmental duties to sit here at home. Morayata karya kama sabha kaila nasa, ki tomara hridaya ache kaha mora pasa. You have spoiled all my activities. What is your intention? Please tell me frankly. Sanatana kahe nahe amahaite kama ada eka jana diya kara samadhana. Sanatana Goswami replied, you can no longer expect any service from me. Please arrange for someone else to tend to the management. Tabe krudha hanaraje kahe arabara tomara barabai kare dasyu vyavahara. Becoming angry with Sanatana Goswami, the Nawab said, your elder brother is acting just like a plunderer. Jiva bahu mari kaila chakra sabanasha eta tumi kaila mura sarva karyanasha. By killing many living entities, your elder brother has destroyed all Bengal. Now, here you are destroying all my plans. Sanatana kahe tumi svatantra godeshwara ye dosha kare deha tarafala. Sanatana Goswami said, you are the supreme ruler of Bengal and are completely independent. Whenever someone commits a fault, you punish him accordingly. Etashuni godeshwara uti gare gela palaiba bali sanatanare bandila. Hearing this, the Nawab of Bengal stood up and returned home. He ordered the arrest of Sanatana Goswami so that he would not be able to leave. So Sanatana ends this encounter by saying, look, punish me. He's like, you know what to do, punish me if you want, essentially. That's what he says. You're the king, punish me as you see fit. And then once the king hears this, he's like, all right, he gets up. And Sanatana is subsequently arrested, thrown in the jail. Hena kale gela raja udiya marite sanatana kahe tumi chala morasate. At this time, the Nawab was going to attack the province of Orissa, and he told Sanatana Goswami, come along with me. Teno kahe yabe tumi devataya dukadite mora shakti nahi tomara sange yaite. Sanatana Goswami replied, you are going to Orissa to give pain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For this reason, I am powerless to go with you. Tabe tanre bandiraki karila gamana eta nila chala haite Prabhu chalila brindavana. The Nawab again arrested Sanatana Goswami and kept him in prison. At this time, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu departed for Vrindavan and Jagannath Puri. From Jagannath Puri. Tabe se dui chara rupatani aila Vrindavana chalila Prabhu Ashiya kahila. The two persons who went to Jagannath Puri to inquire about the Lord's departure returned and informed Rupa Goswami that the Lord had already departed for Vrindavan. Shunya Shri Rupa Lakila Sanatana Tani Vrindavana Chalila Shri Chaitanya Gosani. Upon receiving the message from his two messengers, Rupa Goswami immediately wrote a letter to Sanatana Goswami saying that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had departed for Vrindavan. Ami dui bai chalilana tanhare milite tumi yaiche taiche chuti aisatahan haite. In his letter to Sanatana Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami wrote, "We two brothers are starting out to go see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You must also somehow or other get released and come and meet us." So Rupa, there's three brothers, not just Rupa and Sanatana. There was a younger brother named Vallabha. He was also named Anupam. He was the younger brother of the three, and he was the father of Jiva Goswami. Jiva Goswami at this time, 1514, would have been a small boy, maybe 4 years old. Jiva Goswami is the youngest of the 6 Goswamis. Maybe 10 years younger than the next one, who is Gopal Bhatta or Raghunath Bhatta. They're about the same age. And then Jiva Goswami is the youngest, 10 years younger than the next youngest, approximately. So he's born maybe 1510, 1511. So he's 3 or 4 years old. Presumably he's left with his mother in Bengal, while his father, Anupam, Vallabha, goes with Rupa Goswami to Vrindavan to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anupam later dies on a return journey. He's journeying from Vrindavan to Puri.
He died.
He dies, yeah. A couple of years after this. Sometime after this. I'm not exactly sure. A couple of years. Not too long after this incident. He goes to Vrindavan, I believe, with Rupa Goswami, and then I'm not exactly sure of the chronology. I'm thinking, does he go to Vrindavan? But anyway, he dies soon after. Anupam Malik. So there's a very brief purport here, and Prabhupada does mention this. His name is Anupam Malik. Dasa Sahasra Mudra Tata Ache Muristane Tahadiya Karas Sigra Atma Vimochane. Rupa Goswami further informed Srila Sanatana Goswami, "I have left a deposit of 10,000 gold coins with the grocer. Use that money to get out of prison." So Sanatana Goswami and Rupa Goswami, they occupied very high posts in the cabinet of the Nawab of Bengal, Hussain Shah. Rupa Goswami was the finance minister. He was in charge of all the money. He was like the treasurer, the minister in charge of the money, finance minister. And Sanatana Goswami was the prime minister. He was like second in command after the Nawab. So these Rupa and Sanatana were the highest officers in the cabinet of Bengal, and obviously employed in that capacity because of their competence, their intelligence, and their state's administrative ability, their competency as statesmen. They were known as, Sanatana Goswami was Sakar Malik, because they took on Muslim names, working for the Muslim king. And Rupa Goswami is Dabir Khas, Sakar Malik and Dabir Khas. Yaiche taiche chuti Aisha Brindavana, etaliki duibai karila gamana, Somehow or other get yourself released and come to Vrindavan. After writing this, the two brothers, Rupa and Anupam, went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anupama Malika Tanra Nama Sri Balaba Rupa Gosanira Chotabai Parama Vaishnava. Rupa Goswami's younger brother was a great devotee whose actual name was Sri Balaba, but he was given the name Anupam Malik. Param Vaishnav, great devotee. Tanhalana Rupa Gosani Prayage Aila Mahaprabhu Tahanshuni Anandita Haila. Sri Rupa Goswami and Anupam Malik went to Prayag, and they were very pleased to hear news that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was there. Prabhu Chaliyachena Bindu Madhava Darashane Laksha Laksha Loka Aishe Prabhura Milane. At Prayag, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see the temple of Bindu Madhava, and many hundreds of thousands of people followed him just to meet him. Now at this point, we have a very famous composition by Rupa Goswami. We sing it, we say it every morning in our Vandanam. So Rupa Goswami is finally meeting again Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, having freed himself from his governmental duties. And he sees Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at the temple of Bindu Madhava in Prayag, and there's hundreds of thousands of people around him. And him and his brother prostrate themselves. They fall flat on the ground in Dandavat, paying Dandavats. And he says the verse, Namo Mahabharannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvase Namaha. Yeah. If there is a pranam mantra for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then it's that one. Namo Mahabharannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvase Namaha. That's what he composes. Mahaprabhu's pranam mantra. And the pranam mantra, an arati song or pranam mantra needs to contain at least some mention of the name, the form, the qualities, and the pastimes of the object of that pranam mantra. Whoever is glorifying, it has to cover those items. Nam, Rup, Guna and Lila. Name, form, qualities and pastimes. Attributes. What they do, what their qualities are, what they look like, and what their name is. So if you look at this pranam mantra, then it does do that. Of course. Namo Mahabharannaya, that's his quality. The guna is Mahabharannaya, greatly merciful. That's his quality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahabharannaya. Krishna Prema Pradayate, spreading Krishna Prem. What's his name? So that's his guna. What's his name? Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya. His name is Krishna Chaitanya. Gaudatvase. What's his form like? Golden luster. Quality, Mahabharannaya. Leela, Krishna Prema Pradayate, spreading Krishna Prem, distributing Krishna Prem. That's his Leela. His form, golden luster. Gaudatvase. And his name, Krishna Chaitanya. Nam Rup Gun Leela. Keha Kande, Keha Hase, Keha Nachigaya. Krishna Krishna Bali Keha Gada Gadiyaya. Some of the people following the Lord were crying, some were laughing, some dancing and some chanting. Indeed, some of them were rolling on the ground, exclaiming, Krishna Krishna. Ganga Yamuna Prayaga Narila Dubaite Prabhu Dubaila Krishna Premera Vanyate. Prayag is located at the confluence of two rivers, the Ganges and the Yamuna. Although these rivers were not able to flood Prayag with water, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inundated the whole area with waves of ecstatic love of Krishna. Bidadeki duibai rahila nirjane prabhura avesha haila madhava darashane. Seeing the great crowd, the two brothers remained standing in a secluded place. They could see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was ecstatic to see Lord Bindu Madhav. Prema veshe nache prabhu haridvani kari urdva bahu kari bale bala hari hari. The Lord was loudly chanting the holy name of Hari, dancing in ecstatic love and raising his arms. He asked everyone to chant Hari Hari. Prabhuda mahima deki loka chamatkara prayage prabhuda lila nari vanibara varnibara. Everyone was astounded to see the greatness of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Indeed, I cannot properly describe the pastimes of the Lord at Prayag. Chamatkara means miraculous, astonished. The whole world saw it as miraculous. Dakshinatya viprasane aiche parichaya se vipranimantriya nila nijalaya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had made an acquaintance with a Brahmana from Deccan, South India, and that Brahmana invited him for meals and took him to his place. Vipragrihe ashi prabhu nibriti vasila Shri Rupa balabadunhe ashiya melila. While Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sitting in a solitary place in the home of that Deccan Brahmana, Rupa Goswami and Sri Vallabh came to meet him. Dui gucha trina dunhe dasane dariya Prabhu deke duri pade dandavatana. Seeing the Lord from a distance, the two brothers put clumps of straw between their teeth and immediately fell down on the ground like rods, offering him obeisances. Nana shloka pare ute pare bara bara Prabhu deke prema veshe haila dunhara. Both brothers were overwhelmed with ecstatic emotion, and reciting various Sanskrit verses, they stood up and fell down again and again. Shri Rupe Dekya Prabhura Prasana Hailamana Uta Uta Rupa Aisha Balila Vachana. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very pleased to see Rupa Goswami, and he told him, stand up, my dear Rupa, stand up and come here. Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Jai, Jai. Krishnera Karuna Kichu Nayaya Varnane Vishaya Rupa Haite Kadila Toma Duijane. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, it is not possible to describe Krishna's mercy, for he has delivered you both from the well of material enjoyment. Name bhaktas chaturvedi mad bhaktas vapachapriya tasmai deyam tato grahyam sacha pujyo yatahyaham. Even though a person is a very learned scholar of the Sanskrit Vedic literatures, he is not accepted as my devotee unless he is pure in devotional service. Even though a person is born in a family of dog-eaters, he is very dear to me if he is pure devotee who has no motive to enjoy fruitive activities or mental speculation. Indeed, all respects should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted. Such devotees are as worshipable as I am. E shloka pari dun hare kaila alingana Kripate dunhara mataya dadila charana. After reciting this verse, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced both the brothers, and out of his causeless mercy, he placed his feet on their heads. So we'll finish there. Tomorrow, you see on the next page, you see it says Namo Mahabodhanaya. That's what they list us. We'll read that, shall we, today? And we'll start from there again tomorrow. Prabhu kripa panadunhe dui hata yudi dinahana stuti kare vinaya achare. After receiving the Lord's causeless mercy, the brothers folded their hands and in great humility offered the following prayers unto the Lord. Namo Mahabodhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaudatvase Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself, appearing as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Srimati Radharani, and you are widely distributing pure love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances unto you. Jai Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. We'll read a brief subchapter from Amnaya Tattva, Revealed Truth by Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. The inequality of all yoga. Within Bhakti Yoga, all the rules and regulations of the various forms of yoga merge together for the satisfaction of Krishna. In Bhakti Yoga, all actions and their results go to Krishna. Here we find the full meaning of Buddhi Yoga and Yoga Karma Su Kausalam. Yoga is the art of all activity. That is, through Bhakti Yoga, everything is perfectly adjusted for the satisfaction of Krishna. When I translated Srimad Bhagavad Gita under the guidance of Srila Guru Maharaj, I found that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, who was a very expert translator, put great emphasis on Krishna's teaching of Buddhi Yoga. He wrote that what is explained as Buddhi Yoga in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is actually a covered form of Bhakti Yoga, and that Krishna actually begins teaching Bhakti Yoga from the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavad Gita under the covering of Buddhi Yoga. There are 18 chapters in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, and externally they are named Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and so on. What is actually inside those chapters? We see that within all 18 chapters of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the fully enlightened form of Krishna consciousness expressed as Bhakti Yoga is present. All the other forms of yoga, Karma, Jnana, and so on, are actually dependent on Bhakti Yoga. E sabha sadanera ati tushcha bala Krishna Bhakti vinataha dite narepala. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22:18. So that will of course be Mahaprabhu's instructions to Sanatana Goswami. We're coming up and we'll be on that chapter in a few weeks. We're on chapter 19, right? Yeah. Without the presence of devotion, that is Krishna Bhakti, the practices of karma, jnana, and so on will not be fruitful. They have no power on their own. In every chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Krishna connects the Jiva soul's activity within the different forms of yoga with bhakti. The results the Jiva souls may get from the various lower forms of yoga, karma, jnana, etc., are actually produced by the presence of bhakti within those practices. The practices of karma yoga and jnana yoga are actually mixed with bhakti yoga. The main heart of all the Jiva soul's spiritual activity is always bhakti yoga. Everything Krishna explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita from beginning to end is actually about bhakti yoga. This means that nothing within Srimad Bhagavad Gita can be ignored. Every chapter is important for everyone including those who practice Bhakti Yoga. I have been reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita and practicing Bhakti Yoga all my life, and through that I have understood that everything within Srimad Bhagavad Gita is important for everyone. I have read Srimad Bhagavad Gita so many times, and every time I read it, new meaning comes to me. But the general meanings of the verses do not become suppressed. Rather, more and more meanings continue to overflow. I am so satisfied with that. From deep to deeper to deepest, everything is presented in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It is necessary for everyone to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita every day attentively. Day by day, I am more and more enthusiastic to preach the conception taught in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because it is very essential for the primary religious education of all people. Jai Shri Gurudev. Jai Shri. Hari Hare Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan.
Anande bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan.
Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhara Ju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaja Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Srila Guru Dev Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Rupanu Guru Varg Ki Jai. Srila A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Samaveda Vaishnav Mandala Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat West London Ki Jai. Sri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo.